Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is August 25th, Monday. This video will have two parts. First part is the second installment of the video I did about your body is a resonating chamber. And the second part of this video will be regarding the moon energy currently and how that's really medicine for our development. And it's in a profound way right now. So we're going to discuss that because I believe it's important, and so does Spirit. So we will start right here. Okay. So the other day, I was given the direction to look into the spiritual significance of the right eye. I myself have been experiencing some discomfort in my right eye. Now, as your spiritual abilities come online, you have to integrate energy at your chakra points. So when you're integrating for third eye and crown, a lot of times you have enhancement that happens to your eyes, and the physical reconfiguration can present as discomfort or difficulty keeping focus, shifting eyes, twitching eyes, itchy eyes, blood vessels that are irritated, or the lid itself being irritated. So anyhow, I was instructed, let's face it, to look at the spiritual significance of the right eye, which I did. And the right eye is associated with the sun. It is the eye of Ra. Now, we just came through Leo season, which was ruled by the sun, and had the 8-8 portal, which is the alignment with Sirius, our spiritual sun. And so this energy of God, presence, light codes, integration, and evolution, this is very strong right now. And then we had the alignment, the conjunction, exact conjunction with Jupiter, Venus, and Ceres, which brought through a lot more energy into our personal field and into our body and into different aspects of our being and our reality. So God, source consciousness, the sun, is leading the way right now. And we are being developed. Okay, it's a very powerful shift that we are currently experiencing, and we are all experiencing it. And this is for our evolution, our expansion as individuals and as a collective. Now, I will read what I found regarding the right eye or the eye of Ra. Okay? Spiritual meaning, inner vision and insight. It is seen as the window to the soul, providing a glimpse into the unseen realms of intuition and perception. It refers to future vision, symbolizing divine protection, intuitive wisdom, heightened awareness. In Egyptian lore, it embodies the sun's life-giving force as Eye of Ra. It represents our ability to see beyond the physical realm and tap into higher realms of consciousness, allowing you to see hidden truths and gain deeper wisdom. I realized that when we, and I'm going to discuss this, but truth, the sun is a clarifying force. The sun reveals the truth of something. Okay? It illuminates it. When we speak to another person in conversation and they are facing us, we look into one eye or the other. Most of the time, we will look into their right eye, depending. I notice that predominantly I go to the right eye, but I go back and forth between the two. The left eye is the eye of Horus. It is the feminine aspect, and it is the subconscious mind, the spiritual mind, intuition, etc. We'll talk about that later. The right eye. In Hindu traditions, the right eye is the channel for the sun's energy, a beacon of clarity and wisdom. In Christian iconography, the right eye often symbolizes God's omniscient gaze, offering guidance and protection. Tibetan Buddhism holds the right eye signifies compassionate insight, a pathway to enlightenment, a conduit for spiritual awareness and divine connection, transcending the physical. Mystical, it is a mystical portal to heightened intuition and divine insight. Like I said, when you're speaking to another individual and you want clarity, maybe in a certain circumstance where clarity, you want to be as clear as possible, look into their right eye when they are speaking to you. Okay? The eye of Ra represents the divine power and protection of the sun. It illuminates the spiritual landscape, embodying the sun's life-giving force and vigilant gaze of the gods. It wards off malevolent forces, offering a celestial shield to those under its watchful presence. It is a symbol of sovereignty and cosmic order linked to the cycles of creation and destruction, the dance of light and dark. It is one of the mysteries of the ancient world. Also, the right eye is connected to the third eye, the mystical gateway to higher consciousness, inner wisdom, profound insight, and enlightenment. This symbol here, this necklace, is also a symbol of Ra. This is related to goddess Isis, which was the original ruler to carry the name, and Ra simply means the sun. Okay, so God force. Also, now we're going to start getting into, that was important though. We're going to start getting into the body as a resonating chamber and why this information, is coming forward right now, being important. Okay. The pyramids in Giza, the Great Pyramids of Egypt, and the time, the era when they were constructed. And at that stage of development, the pyramids were built to perform a function. The function was a resonating chamber. And, you know, pyramid is shaped like this. Our current stage of development, we are the resonating chamber. So the pyramid is a representation of the human form. So when you see a depiction of a being sitting in meditation with the hands out, sitting cross-legged on the ground, the shape is a pyramid. Okay? And I drew something. It's kind of but easy to understand. Do you see how the pyramid here is representative of the pyramid of the person? Okay. At the time of the Egyptian civilizations, their development was not capable of being a resonating chamber of their body, so they built it to go into. Okay? But it was a significant intellectual, spiritual development of that time, and is still very powerful. So within the pyramid, the inner portion of the pyramid is a resonating chamber. It receives information through the top of the pyramid. Now, the Great Pyramids of Giza are in alignment with Sirius, our spiritual sun. And so they are attuned to receive the frequency, to receive it into the structure, to let it permeate the structure. Internally, it's going to resonate. Okay? And then out onto the ground and down. And I think this is a good place to jump to what I wrote. I'm probably going to repeat myself a little bit. Also, when it comes to frequency 963 is the frequency, the God frequency. You can listen to that, and that frequency will resonate in your being. Now, if you are not developed to hold that frequency, it will give you a headache. It will give you discomfort. If it gives you discomfort, then turn it off. Take it down to 528 or 432. This is also tuning you, okay? It takes time to open the channel properly and in a way that is for your highest development, for your greatest good, okay? It doesn't need to be painful, and you don't want to harm yourself by taking something in before you're able to hold it without it causing damage, okay? So let me just read this. The frequencies specifically that came to listen to was 999 was the first. 999 opens all the chakras. I actually really love it. That's probably my personal one that's my go-to. 999. 963 is God. 741 is crown, third eye. 528 is throat area. 432 is heart area. Those were the ones that were specifically part of this message. So I'm going to go ahead and read what I wrote. And like I said, will probably repeat myself a little bit here. And, bear with me. 1717, the star, 88, like the 88 portal. Oh my God. Okay. So pyramids are positioned to receive transmissions. They have a gold cap to connect to God frequencies. Gold resonates with the energy of God, the sun. It illuminates and it protects, it shields as well. And it receives very well. They have a gold cap to connect to God frequencies, higher spiritual forces, which imitates the gold soul star chakra of a human being. So the chakra that connects us to all of the higher realms is gold. It is called the soul star chakra, and it is gold for God. The cap on the pyramid is functioning as the soul star chakra. It is linking it to higher forces, or giving it the ability to link to higher forces. Okay? The energy activation happens within the pyramid, which sits on the surface of the earth, yet the energy runs deep beneath the surface, equal height to the pyramid, representing and functioning as the Earth Star chakra. So we have a chakra beneath our feet. It is called the Earth Star chakra. And that chakra connects us to the earth. This energy point at the bottom of the pyramid connects to the center of the earth. The pulse of, or let me start that again. connects to the center of the earth, the pulse, the memory, the field, the portal. Information is then exchanged freely between the two. The pyramid itself is a bridge between the heavens and the earth, through to the center of the earth, into, okay, hold on. The pyramid itself is a bridge between the heavens and the earth, through the center of the earth, into the center of the universe and back. Okay. So the center of the earth is the heart of the being, okay? Just like our heart is the heart of our being, and our heart is a portal. The center of the earth is a portal. A soul enters through that portal to be incarnated here. And that portal of the earth is associated with the uterus of a woman, female. We'll say female. The uterus is the portal that the soul enters through the earth and comes into the human body. Okay? The moment the heartbeat is detected is the moment the soul enters the fetus. Quite literally. Okay. We enter through the earth and we leave through the earth, physically and spiritually. At the time of Egyptian rulers, they were not evolved enough to bring their physical bodies with them, so they prepared the bodies for eternal existence on the surface through the embalming process, then protected those bodies within the tomb of the pyramid. Their idea was that at some point they would physically reclaim their body. This is a concept and ritual that Jesus studied. And I wrote something, I'm going to talk to you about that. And I wrote something down. Jesus, right, okay. So Jesus, who existed at that time, was an Essene, which is a sect of Judaism. He was a channel of God frequency. He forged his own way using astrology, numerology, Egyptian ritual, and occult knowledge. Now let me go back to where I was. This is a concept and ritual that Jesus studied, and through development of his vessel and consciousness, his ability to hold a frequency within his body, he literally changed the physicality of his form to take it with him when he left the earth, completing the process that the Egyptians were not able to do. He did this by embodying pure Christ consciousness. He literally evaporated, or what would appear that way. He left this dimension. He was the first. He came here to complete this task. It was, in fact, his greatest accomplishment, his purpose and goal. The process of his crucifixion and resurrection were predetermined and destined because there could be no doubt as to what had taken place, even if it wasn't understood. Now, he studied his entire life to be this channel for God and to be the first to accomplish this mission. He incarnated specifically to do this. He was a true magician, meaning he was a master at alchemizing the elemental energies of the earth with higher spiritual forces to perform miracles with his bare hands. His being became the temple or the pyramid. His needs were met because of the gifts that he gave. Okay, so he gave of himself and he was taken care of by the people and brought this concept of cause and effect into the consciousness of the collective. This reciprocity type situation. Okay? Equal. Cause and effect, universal law, divine reciprocity. He proved it with his life. Now remember, at the time of Egyptian rulers, there was the class system. There was slaves. There was some pharaohs and goddesses that were heart-centered and heart-led. They were healing and helping, guiding. And then there were others who only desired to dominate and fortify themselves. Because they were attempting to achieve immortality. At the time, their intelligence was leading them towards this understanding that it's possible. They didn't know how to get there. So they built an external structure because their internal structure was not developed. Okay? If this is making sense, I hope it is. Okay. True manifestation. He was in energetic harmony with the earth and the heavens. His will was in alignment with thy will. Universal consciousness, God. Again, he was the first, not to be the only, but to show us the process. His blood was a gift to the earth and all who walked it. This too was destiny. He gave us an evolutionary upgrade while simultaneously clearing the karma of the earth and the human population at that time, hence the torture of the crucifixion. The level of suffering that he endured and sacrifice was extensive because he was clearing the karma. The theory that he paid for our sins is accurate. He paid the karmic debt so we could evolve. He truly was a gift from God. He was a teacher, a guide, a leader, a pioneer, and a savior. He was the way shower. He quite literally proved eternal life and continues to do so as an ascended master. Now, we are at a present stage of development where we have the potential and capacity to do the same, which is why this information is coming forward now. Through attunement and development, we have the capacity to do the same. We also have the capacity to tap into collective consciousness and collective memory, accessing knowledge and wisdom simultaneously. We are limitless if we choose to be. The Great Pyramids of Giza are aligned to our spiritual sun, the star Sirius, which is the second of three, a chain of suns. The chain of consciousness that feeds our local sun is this chain of three, which in turn feeds us. Three represents alignment, growth, and mastery. These three suns are actually chakra points, energy centers of a much larger being, a universal being, or an aspect of source consciousness. We exist within the being as we exist within consciousness. Okay. Now, I hope that made sense. Now I'm going to go to the switch to the moon. The moon, which is currently at 1 degree of Libra. Okay, Libra represents justice. This last new moon in Virgo was real intense. It came in at 0 degrees. And there's 2 in the Virgo season. The second new moon is on the 29th, the 29th degree of Virgo, okay? And it's an eclipse. So it's going to be very powerful, the impact of this Virgo season. Very powerful. Now, currently, being in Libra at 1 degree, it is opposing or activating, actually, the kite configuration that we experienced during Leo season. Justice. Libra represents justice, balance, okay? The moon is emotion, so this translates to balanced emotions, okay? There's a lot of dynamics that are going to require balanced emotions. Now, when you look at your birth chart and you find where you have Chiron and Lilith, okay? What did I write down? Chiron being the wounded healer or the masculine component, Lilith being the wounded feminine / past trauma. Where you have these two in your birth chart is where you need to love yourself the most, okay? These areas, these aspects are incredible medicine for healing your energies so that you can come into union within yourself and also then with another or community, etc. Adding to that, the North Node, currently in Pisces, is our destiny point. The South Node, currently in Virgo, is the karmic release. So where you have your South Node is what you are releasing trauma and karma and past life stuff. Behaviors, thought forms, ways of being that no longer serve because you're headed in the direction of your destiny point, your North Node, wherever that is in the house that it's placed, will also give you insight into what exactly your purpose entails, okay? So if you don't know your birth chart, I would highly recommend looking that up. This new moon in Virgo that happened on the 23rd, between the 22nd and 23rd, okay, happened at 0 degrees. 0 is a portal in and of itself. It is limitless potential. It brought in eclipse season. It's bringing in not a new beginning, the new cycle. The new cycle. We're already in a new cycle, but it's just becoming more and more and more impactful, profound, and shifting as we go. And this Virgo season is going to be, this is when we put what we've learned into practice towards mastery. Okay? Perfecting new abilities, routines, and thought processes. Now, why is this important? Well, because today, the 25th, the moon, the feminine, being in Libra, is bringing up the profound understanding of where you are balanced and where you are not. And why? Now, we can look at balance as feminine, masculine, yin and yang within us. These energies are, like I said earlier, represented in your birth chart by Chiron and by Lilith, the medicine for these two energies. The masculine energy is the container. Okay? The glass is the container. This is the masculine. It's hard. It holds the shape. Okay? The feminine energies is the water that nourishes and replenishes. The water is safely and firmly held within the container, the masculine energy. Okay? Every individual is both masculine and feminine, and then predominantly one or the other, playing that aspect or archetype within a partnership or interaction. So Chiron, the wounded masculine, is the medicine is the healing of the masculine container, strength. Lilith, the wounded feminine energy, and its past trauma, okay? Healing of feminine waters and nourishment. Now, in a relationship or as an individual, the runner-chaser dynamic is actually a trauma dynamic between the masculine and the feminine. The runner energy is a trauma response. It's a hyper independence, shields up and hiding. This is a feminine trauma. Doesn't feel safe. Okay? The chaser is the masculine trauma in actuality, because, and usually is embodied by the female. The female's masculine container is not strong enough, so she is seeking a masculine to provide that for her. She's trying to control the situation. She becomes the chaser because what she's coveting is the container. Okay? The runner is coveting the nourishment. Okay? Doesn't feel safe. The feminine doesn't feel safe. So it's hidden away. It shrinks back. I hope I'm making sense. My mind is kind of all over the place. Balancing of the internal yin and yang is the healing of the masculine and feminine energy within us. This is the energy that we are in right now. This need for balance, okay? Healing your masculine energy, strong, supportive, protective. Healing your feminine energies, your feminine waters, nourishing, creative, supported, and supportive, safe, grounded, stable, faithful, and hopeful. Your own masculine energy, your container, should be strong and holding your nourishing feminine waters of love, calm, okay? Masculine would be representing boundaries and the ability to defend and protect, high integrity, okay? Honor and respect. If you are suspicious, assume people are vindictive, disloyal, deceitful, etc., your feminine waters are acidic. You have some trauma there in the feminine energy. They are acidic, which means that they're causing slow erosion and decay. Toxic is a word that a lot of people use. If you need the support of another to feel stable, your masculine container has holes in it. It is weak, too weak to hold you. If your masculine container has holes in it, your feminine waters are acidic. One goes with the other. If your feminine waters are acidic, your masculine container has holes. Okay? All right. I think I'm going to leave it there. That was a lot of information. Oh, coming back to what I was saying a little while ago, the balance of masculine and feminine. In this current energy, the message is that God is providing regardless. Okay? And so this tendency for the masculine ambition to steamroll the feminine and her receiving of nourishment, rest, and recuperation, that energy is present. The feminine must be able to replenish peace, gratitude, calm, centered. Okay? And the masculine ambition and desire to perform or accomplish must also support the feminine's need for replenishment. That will keep you calm, organized versus scattered. Also, there's a lot of emotions right now. Emotions are information. That's what it is. It's information. Understanding them by interpreting them correctly makes you highly intelligent. All of us have emotions. We all experience them differently. Therefore, we have the capability or possibility to interpret information from a wide range of pathways and perspectives. Our emotions are important. They are to be interpreted, therefore giving us a higher intelligence to make decisions for ourselves. Just keep that in mind. They aren't bad or wrong. They are power. However, they are not to be acted or reacted to. They are to be integrated, understood, and then applying the knowledge or the information gained to your life. The task at hand, the situation needing a response, whatever it is. Just keep that in mind. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this made sense. I feel like I probably over-explained things or didn't explain them enough. I don't know. Either way, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'm sending all my love your way, and happy Monday. I'll talk to you soon.